So in today's session, we are going to discuss about onsubmit line script, guys. Okay. In today's session, we are going to discuss about onsubmit line script use cases. Okay. So in the onsubmit line script, so onsubmit line scripts will run when you are trying to submit the form. If I go to the shipping case form, before I submit the form, the onsubmit line script will run. Okay. Every time when you are trying to submit the form, the onsubmit line script will run. When you are trying to submit the form, the onsubmit line script will run. So when you are trying to submit the form, okay, remember, when you are trying to submit the form, if the state is in progress, and the category and subcategory values are not filled in, you have to stop the form submission. You're getting my point? So the requirement is, before form submission, if the state is in progress, I have to check these two field values are filled in or not. I have to check category values and subcategory values are filled in or not. If those field values are filled in, we should allow them to submit the form. If those field values are not filled in, we have to stop the form submission. Okay. So remember, when you are trying to submit the form, if the state is in progress, if these two field values are not filled in, we have to stop the form submission. Remember, guys. So for that, I am creating a on submit line script. Right click, configure client scripts. Okay. In this case, I am selecting on submit line script. In the on submit line script, first of all, I have to take three field values. One is state field value, category field value, subcategory field value. Where is equal to g underscore form dot get value, u underscore state. Where category value, g underscore form dot get value, u underscore category. Where is equal to g underscore form dot get value, u underscore. So I have taken three field values. Category, u underscore category, subcategory, u underscore subcategory. State value is u underscore state. I have taken three field values. First of all, if it is in progress, if state equal to in progress choice value, in progress. if it is in progress. Okay, if it is in progress. Okay, then again I have to check if these two field values are filled in or not. Okay, so then what I am doing is, if so, if it is in progress, I have to check any of these two field values are not filled in or not. Category equal to empty, or subcategory equal to empty. If any of these two fields are empty, okay, and inside that I have to check. Inside that I have to check for two fields are empty, if only category empty, if only subcategory empty. If two fields are empty, category empty and subcategory not empty. Okay, if only category empty, else. What is the other condition? If subcategory is empty, or else we can write else if. So first of all, I have taken three field values, and if the state is in progress, I'm checking if these two field values are empty. If the two field values are empty, if any of the field value is empty, I'm checking both the field values are empty, or only category empty, or only subcategory empty. If any of these two fields are actually, if any of these two fields are empty, category empty or subcategory empty, so we have to stop the form submission. We have to stop the form submission. So in that case, in this if condition, right? So if category or subcategory empty, what I am doing is I'm actually stopping the form submission using return false. So return false will stop the form submission. Okay, return false will stop the form submission. Okay, take my point. Category equal to empty, subcategory equal to empty. Anyhow, it will actually stop the form submission. If any of these two field values are empty, it will stop the form submission. Guys, this is very important to remember. Return false is used to stop the form submission in the on submit line script. Return false is used to stop the form submission. Okay. Underscore form dot show field message category. Okay. So here only is category empty, right? Then I have to show only category message. Here only subcategory empty, right? I have to show only subcategory message. So what did I do and all? You guys are clear, right? First, I have taken three field values. State value is in progress. Then in that case, I am checking if the two field values are empty or not. Any of the field value is empty or not. If the both field values are empty, category is mandatory and subcategory is mandatory. If only category empty, show only this message. If only subcategory, okay, it should be end condition, guys. If only subcategory is empty, if only subcategory is empty, okay, then we have to show this message. So I'm just submitting this one. Now I'm just refreshing this one. Now the state is not in progress. State is not in progress. Okay, you will be able to submit it. You will be able to submit it. Now the form submission has happened. Now I'm making it to in progress, guys, here. I'm making it to in progress. I'm trying to submit this one. What is it telling? It is not allowing you to submit the form. It is showing category is mandatory and subcategory is mandatory. So you filled category here. You did not fill subcategory and you are trying to submit this one. What is it telling? Subcategory is mandatory. So it is not allowing you to submit the form. So if I fill these field values, so state is in progress and category values and so category value and subcategory value you filled in. Now it will allow you to submit the form. Getting my point? Suppose you have actually made none here and you are trying to submit this form. What is it telling? Category is mandatory and subcategory is mandatory. It is not allowing you to submit the form. It is not allowing you to submit the form because we have written on submit line script. In the on submit line script, especially we have written this line. If I comment this line, if I try to submit this one now, okay, I'm just refreshing this one. Now the state is in progress, guys. Category field value is empty and subcategory field value is empty. I am trying to submit the form. So is it actually stopping the form submission? It is not stopping the form submission. It is trying to show the error messages. It is not stopping the form submission. That is because we haven't written this return false line. So if we comment this return false line, it will actually stop the form submission. Okay. So logic wise, you guys are clear, right? Okay. So now I am trying to submit the form. Okay. This time onwards, it will work. We have to refresh the form. So I'm trying to submit the form. What is it telling? Category is mandatory. Subcategory is mandatory. It is telling subcategory is mandatory. So guys, I'm trying to submit this one again. So you can see there are multiple messages it is showing. This is also an error. So first of all, before showing the messages, we have to hide all the field messages. G underscore form dot hide field message. Before showing it, I am hiding it. If there is any, let me refresh this one. Okay, only one message it is showing. Only one message it is showing. It is not showing multiple messages. Because what did we do? First of all, we have, if any of these two field values empty, we are actually hiding the field messages. Then after hiding, we are showing the field messages. You guys are clear, right? Okay. So guys, in this form, we can attach attachments here. We can attach attachments here. If there is no attachment found, we have to stop the form submission. If there is no attachment found, we have to stop the form submission. Getting my point? Guys, this is a bit tricky one. This is a bit tricky one. If there is no attachment found, if there is no attachment found, okay, we have to stop the form submission. So now there is no attachment, right? Whenever you are trying to submit the form, okay. So every time when you are trying to submit the form, you have to check if the attachment is there or not. If the attachment is there, only then we should allow you to submit the form. So for that, guys, remember, I am giving you one hint here. If there is a line called manage attachment, that means attachment is there. If there is no manage attachments, no attachments are there. So if you see here, whenever you attach an attachment here, you will be able to see this one, manage attachments. If this line is there, if this one is there, that means attachment is there. If this is not there, attachment is not there. You can see, if the attachment is not there, you don't see that line. So based on this, I am able to identify if the attachments are there or not. Okay. So guys, this manage attachments is not a field. It is not a field. So then what we have to do? We have to take the ID of the element. So you can use, you can inspect the form. Just go to this one and click on this manage attachments. So this has this ID. It has this ID. Okay. So now I am creating another on submit client script. I am creating another on submit client script. Right click configure client scripts. And we Control Shift I. Okay, we can use this line. So we are taking this header attachment list label, which is actually this one. Header attachment list label. This is the ID. This ID we are taking here. Document.getElement by ID. If this is hidden or if this is hidden, if this is not there, okay, then you must attach the you must attach the completed form before submitting this request. Or we can change the text here. Attachment is mandatory. So here, what exactly this line means? In place of this document.getElement by ID, you can use g underscore form.getElement. Okay. Just to save this one. So I'm just refreshing this one. This has attachment, right? I'm going to remove this attachment. There is no attachment here. There is no attachment here. I am trying to submit this form. I'm trying to submit this form. Style function. Mm. You have to uncheck the isolate script checkbox. Mm. You can see it is working now. Now it is saying attachment is mandatory. I am attaching an attachment here. I am attaching an attachment here. So now I am trying to submit this form. It should allow me to submit the form now. It is allowing me to submit the form now. You guys are getting my point? So in this onsubmit client script, what I am doing on the form, this particular ID is there or not? Okay. Okay. On the form, this particular ID is there or not? If this ID is there, okay. If this ID is there, then fine. If that ID is hidden or none, if the ID is hidden or none, then we have to stop the form submission using return false. We are showing alert. Instead of alert, we can also show information message or error message. I'm just using error message here. Okay. So now what I am doing is, there is no ID present now. I'm trying to submit this one. Let me refresh this one. Attachment is mandatory. If there is no attachment found, it will show attachment is mandatory. You are getting the logic. What did I write? If that line is there, that means attachment is there. If that line is not there, there is no attachment. For that, what I am doing is I am taking that line ID. I am taking that line ID. If the line ID is present, then we are allowing. If that line ID is not present, we are actually hiding it. We are actually stopping the form submission using this return false line. This return false is actually stopping the form submission, which is actually saying attachment is mandatory. Okay. So guys, one must thing here is there is a isolate script checkbox here. Okay, this isolate script checkbox. By default, whenever you create the client script, this checkbox will be checked like this. Okay, when you are creating the client script, this is unchecked. After creating the client script, this will be checkbox. The checkbox is checked like this. So you can see new client scripts run on strict mode with direct DOM access disabled, access to jQuery prototype and the window object likewise disabled. So this document dot get element by ID. So DOM means document object. DOM means document object model. So this document is disabled by default in the client scripts. If you want to use them, if you want to use document.getElement by ID, you have to uncheck this checkbox. You have to uncheck this checkbox and save the form so that you can use DOM manipulation on the form. Okay. You guys are getting my point, right? Isolate script purpose. You guys clear with the isolate script checkbox purpose? So by default, see, whenever you are creating the client script, see document jQuery prototypes, window also, WOM, window object model also, document object model, window object model, browser object model. We have JavaScript related things, right? So by default, ServiceNow only allows ServiceNow provided APIs such as Glide User, Glide Form, Glide Ajax, all ServiceNow provided APIs. It will not provide DOM manipulation, document object model manipulation. It will not allow jQueries. It will not allow you to it will not allow you to use a window object model, browser object model by default. So whenever you check the checkbox, save the form, then it will allow you, ServiceNow will allow you to use a window object model, browser object model, document object model, and jQueries, all these things in the client scripts. By default, only ServiceNow provided APIs are allowed. Okay. So you guys are clear, right? So Akash, we are not assuming. We will be getting the requirements like that from the client. Okay. So I had a requirement. When the state value is this one, we have to make those fields mandatory when you are submitting the form. Okay. So you guys can ask me. You can also write UI policy, right? So that it will become mandatory. Whenever you select the state as in progress, these fields will become mandatory. And if it is not in progress, these fields will become non-mandatory. Hmm? So what happens is that sometimes the state field value set as in progress from the scripts, not manually. You guys are getting my point. Sometimes the state value will be set as in progress from the script. If the state value is set as in progress from the script, these fields will not become mandatory. So if you check it from the on submission, it will work. Getting my point? Suppose the state value is actually getting set as in progress from the script. In that case, it will not become mandatory. As it won't become mandatory, it won't stop the form submission. Then um, we have to write a on submit line script. In the form submission, if the state is in progress, it will check these two field values are actually empty or not. Did you understand why do we write on submit line script here? Sometimes we will not set the state field value as in progress. The state field value set as in progress from the script. If the state value is set as in progress from the script, these will not become mandatory using UI policy. In that case, you have to check in the form submission. Okay. I will give you one more requirement so that you will be able to understand better. Did you understand or not, guys, this question? First requirement is clear or not? See, if we select the state value as in progress, we can make these these two field values mandatory using UI policy. If that is not in progress, we can make this if that is not in progress, we can make it non-mandatory. That is fine. But sometimes the state field value will be set from another source like script. So data policy, yeah? Data policy will work. Data policy will work. Data policy is good practice in this case. Okay. So yeah, I will give you one best example so that you will be able to understand. Okay. So here, if the caller is VIP, if the caller is VIP, okay, if the caller is VIP and contractor, in contractor. So, and also we have to check, and also we have to check if the assignment group, no, no. So if the caller is VIP and contractor, there is a contractor field here. There is a contractor field. It is not there on, it is not there here. So it will be there on the form. It is a contractor field. It is not there on the form. We'll add it on the form. Okay. He is VIP, the contractor both. Okay. Then only I should allow him to submit the form. You understand the requirement? If the caller is actually VIP and contractor both, I should allow him to submit the form. If he is not a VIP, if he is only contractor, then form submission should be stopped. Okay. So what my point here is only VIP and he should be a contractor to submit the form. If he is not a VIP, if he is not a contractor, he won't be able to submit the form. Did you understand the requirement? Guys, you understand the requirement or not? Mm. We'll give you a tough question, tough requirement, guys, so that you will be able to understand it better. Give you a tough requirement. Mm. If the caller is VIP and contractor, only then we should allow him to submit the form. If he is not a VIP, if he is only contractor, we should allow him. We should okay. If he is caller, if the caller is VIP and contractor, we should allow him. If he is not a VIP, we should not allow him. Yeah. So firstly, we have to check if the caller is VIP and contractor both are not. If the caller is VIP and contractor both are not. So here Uday Gadiparthi is a caller who is VIP and contractor both. Okay. On form submission, if you will select the caller, right? If the selected caller is VIP and contractor both are not. If the selected caller is VIP and contractor both, we should allow them. If not, we have to stop the form submission. For that, what I am doing is I am writing in another onsubmit line script. Color is VIP and contractor. Unsubmit line script. So here, guys, you can achieve this requirement in two ways. You can achieve this requirement in two ways. One is using get reference, another one is using glide ajax. I will achieve this using get reference, and I am giving you a task to complete this using glide ajax. Where color is equal to underscore form dot get reference u underscore color. Okay. And here I'm using callback here. Callback function. So here you'll get the response here. Okay. If equal to true. Okay. Color dot VIP false equal to false. Then we have to stop the form submission, right? So here, let me just refresh this one. Uday Gadiparthi is VIP and contractor both. Then it should allow me to submit the form. It should allow me to submit the form. Okay. It is allowing you to submit the form. I am choosing another color here. Bill. Bill is not a VIP. Bill is VIP false. And I am trying to submit this form. Still allowing. So that means there is a issue here. Let me use hmm? What is the output that is it is printing and all, we'll see. Okay. Now I understand the issue. So guys, very important thing here is callback functions will not work in the onsubmit line script. Asynchronous calls will not work in the onsubmit line script. Okay. Asynchronous calls will not work in the onsubmit line script. Remember, asynchronous. Here I am using callback function, right? It work as asynchronous call. So asynchronous calls will not work in the onsubmit line script. Then what I have to do? I have to use synchronous call. I have to use synchronous call. Dot VIP. Okay. So here in the onsubmit line script, synchronous calls will not work. So callback functions won't work here. So able tutor is not a VIP, not a contractor. Now it should stop the form submission now. When I try to submit the form now, still it is allowing me to submit. Hmm? Yeah, both should be true. Hmm. Let me write alert here. This onsubmit line script itself is not working or what? False. Giving the output false. We'll see data type. Is it a boolean or string? So what we are doing here, we are taking it as a string here. So we are taking it as a boolean here. So we have to keep it in the single quotes. Getting my point. Just refreshing the form now. Okay. Caller selected is not VIP or contractor and it has stop the form submission. So let me select Uday Gadiparthi here. Uday Gadiparthi is contractor. VIP. Okay. It will allow you to submit. It is allowing you to submit. If you select table tutor, it will not allow you to submit. It will not allow you to submit. So what is it telling? Caller selected is not VIP or contractor. So here what I have done, I have used a get reference. Using get reference, I have taken the VIP value, I have taken the contractor value. And I am checking if it is, if any of these two are false. And you have to stop the form submission. I would request you to achieve it using Glide Ajax. So guys, in the Glide Ajax also, you have to use a synchronous call. You should not use asynchronous call. If you use asynchronous call, it won't work. Okay. If you use asynchronous call, it won't work. I would request you to try this task. And if you are not able to do it, I'll actually, okay, I'll actually explain it in tomorrow session. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? The task part is clear, right? I would request you to achieve this requirement using Glide Ajax in the onsubmit line script. Any questions from anyone, guys? Any questions from anyone? Akash, you are trying to ask me a question.
Uh, yeah, so I missed yesterday one more point to tell you, like um, what basically interview asked me about the in the JavaScript, like he wanted to know about the what basically use of alert, right? So how basically you I basically used my these basic concept in the JavaScript point, and what is the basically um, use of the these basically concept in the JavaScript.
Alert. You are specifically asking about alert.
Yeah, correct.
See, it is not specifical. It is not important to use alert. You don't need to use
Hmm.
alert. Instead of alert, you can also use information message or error message.
Okay.
Okay. You, it is your wish. It is your client wish. So you will develop something and you will show that, okay, I have kept this error message. When this has
Hmm.
happened, it will show error message to the user. Something like that you will develop. If
Okay.
client asks you, okay, I want to show this message in a pop-up, then you have to show it in an alert. Okay. See, alert, add information message, add error message, field message, any of them are fine.
Okay.
Any of them are fine. Okay. No need to use particularly alerts, guys. But as per ServiceNow best practices, using alerts is not a good practice. You're getting my point?
Okay.
As per ServiceNow best practices, using alert is not a good practice. So we can show the error messages, information messages. Okay. So
Okay.
if client specifically ask you to show alert, then you can use alert.
Hmm.
Okay. See, tell me what if I use multiple alerts on the form will go zigzag, right? I mean,
Correct. Correct.
so that is why it is not recommended to use too many alerts on the form. First, you will go for information message or error message. See, it looks good, right? If you show it in an information message or error message.
Correct. Correct.
For attachment also, first we were showing in a alert, then later we changed it to error message. Same message I can show it in the alert also, right?
Correct.
First, you do it using information message or error message. If client specifically ask you, then you can show it in the alert.
Uday, one more question. So let's say when we trigger our script, right?
Hmm.
After basically when we see the error, right, in the uh, like here we are seeing like attachment is mandatory. Is it possible to see the log as well? How we can check the log whether where basically our code is not working or where code is throwing error?
I think yesterday I've shown you. I think if you are not able to understand, I'll one more time explain in coming sessions, maybe in tomorrow session or the tomorrow session.
Okay.
In the client side, will you joined yesterday session? Yesterday or day before yesterday, I've shown you, right? Anil,
Yes, yes, okay.
I think I'll show you one more time, Akash, where
Sure,
exactly we are failing and all. Okay.
sure, sure.
So how to
I think
debug
I
the
missed that
logs and
one.
all.
Yeah, I think I missed that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll explain that one more time.
Okay.
And one more time, guys, if you have lengthy form, let us say you have lengthy form, okay, and you are doing something here, okay, you are doing something here at the bottom of the form, and any error, you have to show some error message on the form. So you will show the error message on the form. So you are doing something here, that error message will appear here, okay. So you will be doing something in the bottom of the form. The error message will be shown in the top of the form. User can't understand if there is an error or not. That is where alerts are recommended. You're getting my point, Akash?
Yeah, yeah, correct, Uday. Yeah, you're correct.
See, you are actually at the bottom of the form. You are doing something here, and you selected some date. It's an invalid date you selected. That is what you will show in the that is what the message that you will show message on the top. The message will be shown in the top.
Hmm.
Okay, so he will be here. The message will be shown on the top. He can't understand. User can't understand what is happening and all. So in that case, alerts are recommended.
True, true. Yeah.
Okay, clear, right? So remember, guys, first of all, we have to analyze whatever the client requirement that is given, right? That is possible using onload client script or not. So if there is a field value change, we have to check if that is achieved using on change client script or not. If that is not possible using on change client script, then you have to write on submit client script. So let us say if that requires on load and on change, then you will directly write on change and you will make it as you can make it work as on load as well. So for some requirements, you might have to use on load, on change, and on submit both. Okay. So guys, remember, like we have used JavaScript, glide user, glide form, and client side script, right? For some requirements, you might have to use onload client script and on change client script. So if you have to use both onload and on change client script, better use on change client script and make that work an onload. Okay. Some things you can achieve it using on submit client script only. So let us take attachment requirement, guys. Attachment requirement, can you achieve it using on change client script? Attachment requirement. If there is no attachment, we can stop the form submission. If there is an attachment, we can allow the submission. So is that requirement is feasible using on load client script or on change client script? You tell me. Is that requirement is feasible use is that requirement is feasible using on change client script? No. You have to check it in the on submit only. On the form submission only you can check if the attachment is present or not. If the attachment is present, only then we can allow them. If the attachment is not present, we can stop the form submission. We'll be discussing few more examples in tomorrow session, guys. Okay.
Uday, one last question. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
when we discussed yesterday, so what basically client said told me that you will be accountable for both support and dev role. Okay, so my question to you is basically what kind of work I have to perform in the support, like what basically these guys are what expectation from my side.
So you are into support role?
No, support plus dev, both role basically they are offering me.
Mm-hmm. So they are actually asking you to work as developer and operations
Correct. Correct.
guy. So as a support guy, you will have to work on the user issues. User issues in the sense when employees using ServiceNow, when they get any issues related to ServiceNow, they will first contact you.
Okay.
You have to solve their issues related to ServiceNow.
Mm-hmm.
You got my point?
Okay.
So let us say in your organization, there are lots of employees who will be using ServiceNow. When they
Mm-hmm.
get any issue in ServiceNow, when they are using, they will come to you as a support engineer, ServiceNow support engineer.
Okay.
Okay. As a developer, they will be asking you to work on some client requirements. That is a development.
Okay.
So operations are like you have to provide solutions to the end user issues.
Mm-hmm.
Development means they will be giving you some tasks that is related to development.
Okay.
You got an idea, right?
Yeah, yeah. I understood point. Yeah.
Admin role means ServiceNow admin is actually a operations role.
Mm-hmm.
They will be end users will be coming to you saying like, so I am not able to see this in ServiceNow. It is not working for me. Something like that. They will be creating incident tickets to you. You will have to work on the tickets. As a
Okay.
developer, you will be given some task to complete as per the client requirement. That is a development.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. And we'll
Yeah.
be
Right.
connecting in tomorrow session.
Okay.
I would request you to complete the task, guys. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Uday.